You have to be careful because the judgment day will come anyway. You say it comes in little spurts as far as I'm concerned. Every headache is a part of the judgment day. Every arthritic ache is a judgment day. Every tooth that falls out is a judgment day. It's a little bit of what's waiting for us at the end of the road. I mean, we hobble along thinking there's going to be some great reward. The great reward is you wind up in a nursing home if you're lucky, as I said to you before, completely abandoned by your family, pushed by some illegal immigrant in front of a curtain, and you mutter to yourself you can't even be heard as they beat you about the head and neck and steal the small amounts of money that your family leaves you for little things to buy. And that's what awaits you. Phil's laughing right now. I said, Phil, you ought to let them hear the laughter when it comes out. I have a very cynical view of it all. We take vitamins, we jog, we don't eat the fatty foods, and we think there's some great reward. You're going to die like Grandpa, a mom, pa kettle. 98, passing away quietly in the sleep as a slight snow falls outside and your grandchildren around you and they're singing. Sure, that's how it ends. Yep, that's how it ends for good people. Not how it ends. No. It's a slow, horrendous suffering for virtually everybody. Unless they get a nice heart attack or a quick stroke or hit by a bolt. This kind of stuff brings up the whole scene, the whole thing. I had a dream again. That same repetitive nightmare I've been having for 15 years came back again last night. Again, I was stuck at Heathrow. Again, I couldn't get on a plane. Again, I had too much luggage, and I'm trying to find a big enough bag to put it all in. Over and over again. I had this dream for years before the UK ban. It was almost like a precognitive view of what was coming, that I was stuck somehow in England. It's amazing to me. But now I'm having it again. I hate traveling. I shouldn't travel anywhere because every time I have to pack, I don't know about you, but every time I have to pack and select what to take with me, it's like dying. Think about what I'm saying. You live in a house. You have everything, your whole life possessions, your books, your manuscripts, the art that you have collected, mementos, photographs, you name it. The things that make home such a familiar, wonderful place for us. So when you go on a trip, you have to reduce it to a suitcase that some sub-moron can rifle through with rubber gloves on. He can go through your most intimate possessions, stick his fingers into your hand cream, and ask you it's unbelievable. The people that you wouldn't want to be in a subway car with have total power of life and death over you. So it makes you think, like, what are you going to take to the next world? Like, how about nothing? God doesn't even want you to have an overnight bag when you go on that trip. No, sir. I don't care what you own. So, can I just take an overnight? No overnight. Can I take my pillow? No. Nothing, not an overnight bag. You can't even take a pet with you. Nothing. As you came into the world, so you leave it. Look at the ancient Chinese. You see how they believed in the afterlife. They used to make their wives jump into the grave, and the Egyptians too. Lucky wife, huh? He died, so they had to knock off the wives and throw her into the ground, too, and the servants and the bodyguards went in there, too. Great job working for a rich guy in China thousands of years ago. So then they evolved, They evolved to the point where a nice emperor appeared, and he actually made 40,000, I think it was 40,000 warriors out of ceramic. He didn't want to anymore throw them in the ground. He said, all right, I'm a nice emperor. You don't have to go into the ground with me, into the tomb. So he built a tomb with 40,000 ceramic figures of his bodyguards to take him into the next world. So, this whole concept of the next world and this world and that world, oh, my God, it's so complicated. No wonder people reach for the pill or the bottle or the dope or the easy way out. No, really, you start getting into the theological, it's enough to send you down to, to the bar, to the neighborhood bar, because people get frightened. And I'm the last one on earth to tell you what to expect. I don't know. I haven't been there yet. But one thing I will tell you is my mother, when I would ask her when I was a child, Ma, what's it like to die? She would say with a smile, God rest her soul, she would say, I don't know. She said, but no one's ever come back to complain. I thought that was I stopped asking when she said that. God bless her. God, Ma, I hope you are in heaven. I hope there is a heaven and you're there. And I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're cooking for God. But, she would say it to me as a little boy. And it's like, I pass it on to you. Make believe you're my family. Many young people listen to me because there are no longer extended families in the country. There are no uncles like me or even fathers like me, truthfully, in that regard. So you don't know how to answer that question. Tell your child when he asks Mom, what is it like, what is death like, or what is blah, 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 say to him with a smile so your child doesn't feel your anxiety. We know you're frightened inside over the question. Say, I don't know what it's like, but no one's ever come back to complain. Take it from my mom, Mrs. Mama Savage. She said it to me. I hope she was right. God, did she suffer in the end? Oh, God, why did she suffer? She didn't suffer enough in this life. They had to give her a little reward at the end, a little suffering at the end, to go along with the suffering of her whole life, that to throw a little more at her. Oh, yeah, so you think you want to get me going on my cynicism. I've been cynical since I'm 7. But it doesn't stop me from getting up every morning and doing a few push-ups, doing a little workout for about I've reduced it to the bare minimum now. I reduced the workout to an absolute bare minimum. What is the minimum a man needs in order to work out to not become complete and total, no muscle tone? And what is the bare minimum he needs to do in order to not drop dead of this, that, and the other thing? It's not a bare, it's called, it's like I approach it from that point of view because there's only so much I'm willing to do. At a certain point, what are you going to do? I want to look like Mr. Abs at 104 to get run over in Coney Island? He was the strongest man in New York, a boxer in the 1920s. He fought in World War II. He won all the medals. And the strong man of Coney Island, kept himself fit, was a vegetarian. And the other day he's walking in Brooklyn, crosses the street, and gets run over and killed. So what is that all about? 5'4", tough as nails. He must have been 40 when he fought in World War II. That's the one thing I don't understand. He says he won all those. They say he won all those medals in the Pacific. But if he was born and he's 104 months, he was like 40 when he fought in the Pacific. It's the one part of it I don't understand. But the point of the story is, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow may never come. Or let's put it to you another way. Enjoy yourself, for tomorrow may never come. Or let's put it to you another way. God wants you to have a good time. Let's put it to you that way. He didn't put you here to suffer. Try to have a good time tonight, would you? This is the Savage Nation. One more big hour, and then it's Powhana time right here on your local affiliate.
Savage.